Our next act is our juggler and her father, the Seacamps. Please welcome. Let's do applause.
This is my father, John Seacamp. He's 93 years old as of this past Friday. He wants you to know he's a World War II veteran, and he's a lifelong comic, and he is about to tell you some jokes. Laughter is the best medicine.
This is about two green teens. They're walking on the highway, and along comes an 18-wheeler and runs over the one green bean. His friend takes him to the hospital, and the next day he goes back to the hospital to see how his friend is doing. The doctor says, "I got good news and bad news. Give me the good news first." "Well, your friend's going to live." "Well, what's the bad news?" "He's going to be a vegetable for the rest of his life." The lady goes to the drugstore. She has to buy some talcum powder. She walks around and around and around, and she can't find any. So she goes to the store clerk, and she says, "Where the hell do you keep the talcum powder?" He hesitates for a moment, and then he says, walk this way." And then she says, "If I could walk that way, I wouldn't need the damn talcum powder." American Indians never heard of green tea. This was something that the people who came to this country, they brought the green tree plants with them, and then this Indian, he tasted it. He liked it, and as a result, he drank a gallon of green tea. The next day, next morning really, they found him in his teepee. An invisible man goes to the doctor, and the receptionist says, "Doctor, your next patient is an invisible man." Doctor says, "Tell him I can't see him right now." This one man, he had a hard time hearing. It happened all at once. So he goes to the doctor, and he tells the doctor that he has no hearing in his right ear. The doctor says, "Well, let me take a look." So he takes a look, and he says, "You've got something in your ear." He says, "I'll get my tweezers and I'll pull it out." And he pulls it out, and he says, "My goodness, you know what you had in your ear? A suppository." He says, "Oh, now I know what I did with my hearing aid." This school teacher is very dedicated, and she noticed that the children in her classroom don't know the names of most of the animals that we see every day, either on television or in person. So she takes them to the Bronx Zoo, and she goes to the cage where they keep the goats. And she says to this little girl, she says, what is the name of that animal? And the little girl said, that's goats. Oh, that's very good. Now the little boy, she says, when we get to the reindeer, or just the plain deer, what is the name of that animal? And he says, I don't know. Well, what does your mother call your father? Oh, he says, it's a damn jackass. This is an unusual one. This is a man, he's a truck driver, and he loves to knit. If he's sitting at the breakfast table, he's knitting also. And if he's going to the toilet, he's knitting. And driving his 18-wheeler, he's knitting. Right on the steering wheel. So, the trooper catches him on the radar screen, and he chases after him. He's blowing his horn, siren is going on, he's honking, and finally he realizes the truck driver is not going to pull over. So he pulls up alongside of him, finally, 67, 70 miles an hour, and he rolls down his window and he says to the truck driver, pull over, pull over. And the truck driver says, no, it's a cardigan. Two tomatoes, a family of tomatoes are walking. And the little tomato is falling far behind. So the father tomato goes down and steps on him and says, ketchup. Pennsylvania. This is Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Dutch woman goes to the haberdashery with her 14-year-old son. She wants to get him a necktie for his birthday with the monogram letter B. It was a letter R on the top, would be the letter that she wants. So the keeper of the shop looked all over his store and he could not find the letter B on a necktie. Letter R, I'm sorry.
It's okay, you're 93.
So she says to her son,
So then he says,
the clerk just said that he didn't have the letter R on the necktie. So she says, come on, Arthur, we'll go and look someplace else. Okay, the last one I'm going to tell. This woman is walking down the street in Manhattan, and she comes across a pet shop, and she sees in the window there's a sign that says talking parrot for sale, and she says, I've always wanted a talking parrot. She goes to the store and goes in to the clerk. She says, is that parrot still for sale? And the clerk says, yes, it is. She says, I'll take it. Now, wait a minute, he said, before you say you'll take it. That parrot came from a house of ill repute. She says, I don't care. I want a talking parrot. So she buys the parrot, takes it home, and the next morning, she uncovers the parrot cage, and the parrot looks at her and says, "Oh, new madam." And then the daughter walks in, and the parrot says, "Oh, new girl." And then the husband walks in, and the parrot says, "Hello, Walter."
We all have this special day in our lives. Some of you may have already had this special day. Today might be some of your special day, or it may yet be coming this year. Okay, Dad. Blowing kisses to his wife. Oh, this thing. I'm gonna fiddle with it. It's not gonna work. All right. Not gonna worry about it. I have a big mouth. Just takes me a minute to get this all off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mary Beth Seacamp, and I am about to start some juggling for you today. This is an oldie and a sloppy, so I have to wear a clothing protector. All right. Can you all see these bean bags? What I am about to do is juggle these two bean bags and eat this apple at the same time. Oh boy. Okay? Are you ready? Yes. That's not so bad. No. I think the object is I'm actually supposed to throw the apple in the air. All right. Let's see if I can do this. I guess I should have practiced. You know, it's at times like these that I need little words of inspiration from my audience. Something profound. Something that we could pass down through the ages. Something like, eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. I didn't drop the apple. These are called rings. I'm still chewing the apple. With rings, I can do many of the tricks that I do with my clubs, but there's only one trick I can do with these that I can't do with my clubs, and I'm about to do that now. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, I said, are you ready? Yes. All right, you come up and do it. Ladies and gentlemen, these are called poi. P-O-I. If you Google poi, you'll get all kinds of great recipes because poi is the Polynesian name for taro root. Nobody's really sure who invented it. There's some discussion that the Malaysian and the Japanese princes would do this for both warrior and exercise. I'm going to do some patterns for you. These particular poi are streaming poi, and that's why they make so much noise. This first pattern is called chasing the hens. And just like chickens, my poi go all over the farmyard. Here's a pattern. It's all you can rub your belly and pat your head at the same time. This one is called the butterfly. I'll try to do it for each direction. All right, now the giant butterflies. The over-the-head butterflies. The articulated butterflies. This pattern is called helicopter. And you can see with this pattern that it's important that I have the string at exactly the right length. This one is called the corkscrew. And now for my last pattern, this one is called the weave. She also happened to teach Evander Holyfield while I was there, some ballet moves. Mrs. Kennett and my mother both said I'd never make a really good dancer, not for my dance abilities, but because of the funny faces I made. So I'm like Imogene Coca, which many of you might remember. Now I'm about to do some of my, these are called pins or clubs. I don't know why they're called clubs, but they are. Oh, you know, one day I'm going to juggle on the moon and gravity won't be so bad. My shoes off to get that one to work. That'll take too long, and many of you will leave for the set. Eau de Chanel, it is not.